Hello, today I'm going to show you how to install a Minecraft Forge server on Truenas Scale. First step is to head to the app section and find the Minecraft app. If you'd like the documentation on this, you may also follow this link here, which will take you to the GitHub page. Click on the current version, follow the link, click on Java Edition, and then we're going to go to the mods and plugins site and follow the CurseForge link. This is the main page used. So let's go back to Truenas and install an instance of Minecraft. So we're going to give it a name. I'm going to call this Minecraft Baldi Mods 8. I'm going to accept the EULA, change the version to Auto CurseForge, and select 19.2. We're going to send our con password. You can change this later, so don't worry about it. And I'm going to enable flight, but you can select any other boxes that you'd like. Here, we'll be adding some environment variables to let the container know where to get the information and how to handle certain fields. So the first thing we're going to add is the modpack URL. So it's cf underscore page URL. We'll populate that later. The next one we're going to add is the API key. This is how we will download things from Forge. The third one for now is going to be the memory. This will be the memory usage of the server. So for the page URL, we're going to look up all the mods 8 on CurseForge. And select the 19.2 version. We want to select a specific version of the game so that if the modpack updates, our server will not automatically pull the newest version, which could possibly break our game. So by choosing a specific file version, we are preventing our world from being broken by any other updates. We're going to copy the URL, paste it here. For the API key, we will need to look up the CurseForge console. You will need to sign in and create an account, but afterwards you can go to the API keys section, copy your key, and put it in the field. For our memory, we're just going to set this at 4. We don't need to set anything else for now, so if you're happy with the container limits, just press install, and we will let this run. Looks like I had an error with my ports, so I'm just going to quickly change that to some other port number. Since this is the first time you'll be doing this, you probably won't encounter this. That the settings are saved, this is going to start running. So I'm going to follow the logs and see what's actually happening. So let's come back to when this is done. So now that it is finished, we can see that it's failed because it requires some more mods that it couldn't download automatically. So I'm going to copy this URL. And leads us to the fixed experience bug. This is a client-side mod, so all we need is the project ID, so we'll grab that later. For the second mod, we do need that, so we will go to the URL for that one. I have already downloaded this to a drop folder on my server, and we will use that momentarily. For the client-side mod that we don't need, we first stop the container from running, go down to the environment variables and add one for excluding the mod. In the field, we will need to copy the mod ID or the project ID and place it in the field. So I'll go back to the page, copy that, and put it in here. That's all we need to do for that. To get the mod that we're missing, I'm going to quickly go to the terminal, navigate to the containers directory, and then copy the mod to the mods folder within this directory. So now I'm going to show the mod file in my drop directory, and we're going to copy it to the mods folder in the server directory. After copying it, the group and user permissions for that are going to be for root, but we need to change that so that it's matching the permissions as the other mod files are. So I'm going to put in some chmod commands as well as the user and group change, and we'll come back to when the server is starting up again. Here we can see the server is starting to prepare a spawn area, but momentarily it's actually going to stop. This is a problem with my server. It might happen to you, but the server is going to say it's trying to use Archon to stop the server, and then it's going to fail, and it's going to stop it either way. So to prevent this, we're going to add another environment variable to the application, which will disable the health checks that are causing this. Basically, what is happening is the server is trying for 20 attempts, which is the default number, to start the server up. But after those attempts, it will stop trying and it will shut it down. So we don't want to stop after just 20 tries. We want it to keep trying, and that is what's happening. So this should fix it. We'll start it up again, and we'll come back to when it is generating the world. Here we can see that it is generating the spawn area perfectly fine now. And the server should start up momentarily. I'm going to open up my Minecraft launcher here so we can test it. So I'm going to add a server, type in the IP address of my Truenas server with the port attached at the end. Now we should see the server come up. If you pay attention to the console, after the ping, we get a message on the console. And let's connect. And we can see that it worked. So I'll jump around here for a second, but that should be all. If you're wondering how you can access the server's console, what you can download is something called MC Archon, and this is a way to kind of port into your server console by typing in your server's IP and the port and that Archon password that we set earlier. I'm just going to go into the settings and remove the disabled health check environment variable since we don't need it anymore as our world has been loaded and it won't take that many attempts anymore. For the next part of the video, we're going to be going over how to copy a world that you already have into the server that we have just made. So the first step is to go into the settings again, and we're going to add two environment variables. The first one is the world variable, and that's going to tell the server where to get the world photo you want to use. And the next one is going to force it to copy on startup from the directory that you just specified. We're also going to need to go down to the additional storage space and mount our existing file path or folder that we're going to copy the world from to the container. Here, I'm just going to add a mount path. I'm just going to call it world, and the folder I'm going to be using is in my drop folder, so I'm just going to select that from the directory path here. It's important to note for the world folder and the files within it, they need to have permissions for the app's user to actually use it. So what I've done is just added read, write, and execute for all other users on this folder recursively. Now that it's set up, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through the server setup and we'll see the beginning of the logs. Here it shows that the server is copying from the folder that we specified. And let's skip to the end when it's almost done. All right, the server is up and it's started. So I'm going to open up Minecraft and see if I can connect again. There we go. This is my world that I was playing on, and everything seems like it's working perfectly fine. So that's how you copy a world. The next steps is just to go back to the server or the app's settings and remove the world variable, the force copy variable, and you can remove the additional storage path that we mounted earlier. It's not really needed anymore. Let me quickly remove those variables and the path, and we'll start the server up again so I can show you that it is working. So let's fast forward through all this. And there we go. The server is working again. We didn't copy anything over again because I removed those variables. And you can just take my word that the server is up. You can see on the last line that it shows the server can't keep up, which is generally the last command or last log that comes in when the server is ready to be connected to. I also want to show you how you can set up Minecraft or any other app to restart periodically. So I got this information from a forum post on the Truenas community at this link, and the uh, GitHub page from that user is posted here. So I'll have these links in the description so you can check them as well. But essentially, what we need to do is create a script that will close the app, wait for it to finish closing, and then restart it. So you don't need to understand all of this. I'll also have this file in the description. In short, this is checking for the number of arguments that we're supplying. These are some variables. A function that we'll use to check the status of a job until either a timeout period or if the job successes or fails. This is the start of the code, so we're going to try getting the status of it. If it's not active or not deploying, this will quit, so you can have your app turned off, and if the script runs, it won't try restarting it. It'll just leave it alone. If it is active or deploying, then it will try to stop it, and once it's done, it will try to start it again. So with this script, I have this saved in my home users directory. So we're going to look at home, and I made a directory called custom scripts, and there's the same file I'm looking at right here. So in order to set this up, you're going to want to go to advanced and go to cron jobs. So we can look at the one I've already added here. I've just given it a name. This is the bash script that we're going to be running, and you supply it with the name of the app that you want to restart. You're going to want to run this as root user. And then if you don't understand how cron jobs work, you can look up like a cron deciphering website. But basically, set this to whatever frequency you want, and it will run this command. So if I run this job right now, we can go to my apps. Now it's stopping, and it should start restarting. And there we go. It is running again. So let's check the logs. And we can see our server is starting up again. So that's how you can restart any app periodically. If you felt this video was valuable to you, please consider donating. I have a Patreon link in the bottom in the description. It took me multiple days, many hours to find all the correct information on how to set this up, and I just wanted to share it so that anyone else trying to do this doesn't have to go through the same struggle that I had to. So yeah, hope this helped you. Have a good day.